This computer. Okay, I think I'm recording now. And hello. Right now we only have 3 kids on. So I'm gonna do a small introduction. And there's LaTanya Smith or Miss LT, as my kids affectionately calls me. Kara, I like your hair.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I am the CEO and founder of SNCC International, Speak Life to Youth and Children. And today we're continuing our program, Purpose, Passion, and Career class. And today we have a very special guest, Kyra and Isaiah. This young lady and I grew up in the same town. She graduated a couple of years behind me. So she'll tell you a little bit about little small Quincy, Florida.
Yes.
But her name is Miss LaQuinta Demous-Williams, and she is the owner of Demous-5 Fitness LLC, and she's been doing it for quite some time. She is a mother of 5 children. Kyra, does she look like she has 5 kids?
No.
Yeah, she has 5 kids. And she's a certified, she's a coach, wife, grandmother. She is a grandma too. Certified master fitness trainer, nutritionist, and she loves playing tennis and softball. Hey, Ethan.
So,
And we got another young lady, Miss Brianna, that's coming aboard. So without further ado, I'm introducing Miss LaQuinta Demous-Williams, Demous-5 Fitness, and I'm ready to hear what she got to say. And by the way, I'm down to a size 16, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. I've been walking. I've been doing my bow flex. Hey, Bree.
Hey. Oh, she's tuning in.
Okay, so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey, guys. How are you? All right. I'm LaQuinta. I back in the hometown, like I said, I know her from back home. Her sister was my babysitter for my children. I was more of a middle child. I always grew up very quiet. I observed a lot of things. I was not a big talker. I always observed and I smiled. So I was known as Miss Smiley. I was more like a fixer. I always like to fix things and make people smile, whatever it took. If it took from me, it's like, hey, I'll get over it. I just want people to smile. So that was the kind of child that I was. That can be a blessing and it could be a curse at the same time because you got to learn balance, which I learned through growing up. And so with me, shy to always talk. I'll smile you to death, but I just really wouldn't say. And so I used to get into trouble a lot because I wouldn't speak up, just smile. So growing up in school, I stayed focused. I was trying to, the summer break. I never took the summer break because I always wanted my parents to be proud of me. So I never took the summer breaks to just chill out like normal kids. And I always had a class that I would take. Did I know my career path? Yes, I wanted to go to the military. And that's where I wanted to be, and I wanted to retire. That's because that was my father. He was in the Army. So and that's basically watching him, how we were strict. He was disciplined. And so with me, that's what I wanted to do. Watching my sister, who I actually looked up to, I could never get the attention. It was for the boys. See, that it was like, okay, now I want to date, but we couldn't date. And so I was a tomboy. So they was like, hey, you got to start looking cute and you got to do this. And you got like, I don't like all that. I was just more like down to earth and wanted to ride 4-wheelers and stuff. And so she was the prissy one. So when I like, hey, let me get prissy. let me get this and let me get that. And so my career still was the military because it represented I didn't have to be all dressed up. I never used to like really getting dressed up. I just like playing in the dirt. Yeah, playing in the dirt, and I ain't had time for all that hairdo and press out. Easter Sunday is like my mom used to have to really struggle with me because it's like that's too much stuff going on. However, when I did start getting prissy, then that's when distractions started coming. The distractions were it was the trend. You got to get a boyfriend. You got to go this. You got to go to the skating rink. You can't tell your parents this. And so that's what would start being introduced to me. And so that trend felt fun, but me not talking and telling my parents at that time what I was really struggling with. I was trying to fix it myself. Okay, that's Jakari. Someone just came in. Okay. So I did that, and the tension started coming, and the distraction was the boys then. Like, I don't think I, want a boyfriend. Just like friends, homies. That's what I wanted, the homies. So I was hanging around more the males versus females because they were cool. And I was in weightlifting. Never knew fitness was gonna be my passion. I just always was tomboyish. And so I was over the weightlifting team, taking the schedules and stuff like that. Got distracted by someone that was telling me good things. And so that led to one thing to another in school. And here I am, 12th grade, I'm pregnant. So in my head, my whole life is ruined. Once parents found out, it's like, hey, you got to keep it pushing. And so military was my go-to. So I'm like, yeah, we're still going to, my son's going with me. And when I found out that he could not go with me, that broke my heart. I was like, no, I'm not leaving him. So I felt responsible. Father fell off. So the responsibility was all mine then. So my life took a turn to where that career that I always wanted, that I prepared for, did not happen. It could have happened if I left him, but I did not want to because I was a fixer. If I made this problem, I'm gonna fix it. And I'm not gonna burden anyone else with it. So I took on that, even though my parents offered it, I didn't take that route. And I went forth until I can figure out what is it that I wanna do. It wasn't so much pressure back then to say, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this and all that. It was just me being hard from the discipline of a military father that I gotta do something and it gotta be worthwhile. It gotta be to the point to where you're taking care of your family. And so I moved forth in life and met someone, got married, and long story short, that marriage didn't work out. Still didn't know what I was purposed to do. I was just making ends meet to where the kids would be okay. So it was one job after another job and after another job. And so here we go, 5 kids later. And so divorce come, moved away back home to my hometown, Quincy. Didn't understand which way I was going from there, but started finding out that one of my children had a learning disability. I kept watching her and she wasn't responding like the rest of the children. And so me have to work, mom, single mom, 5 kids. You're working basically to pay daycare. Daycare was very expensive. Even though depression had kicked in, I didn't understand how deep depression can go, and wondering what others think of me. And so that made a passion or for anything of my focus get buried, basically, because I'm worrying about what people are thinking. I'm not getting the help that I need. But once I actually come to her sister, started being a blessing to me and helping me with the kids, with the jobs that I needed to have to make the money. that was a blessing. But in that midst, I had to start taking responsibility as a grown woman. What is it that you want to do? Definitely fitness was not part of nothing because I was lazy. I didn't even want to walk to the mailbox. My son went to Afghanistan. He went to the military. And when he went to Afghanistan, that kind of made me sick to the stomach because you have a 18-year-old child out there in Afghanistan in war. Lost weight and went to the doctor due to the fact that I was stressed to see what I can do because I was stressed out. Mom of 5 and got 1 in war, still single mom. That took a toll on me. And that's when I started learning what depression was. When I lost that weight, I was like, I lost weight? You know, women, we always talk about weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. We just never really get to it. And I was like, I lost how much? She's like, yeah, but you need to lose it the right way because you're going to gain it back. From that point, that kind of gave me a little, like, let me start something. So I got a treadmill. Start listening to it, just walk, 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 walk. And I started getting deeper into it. I'm remarried and we moved here to Atlanta. But what happened was I started feeling better about myself. And once I started losing the weight, of course, I felt much better, but I still had certain issues that I needed to deal with. We come to Atlanta. I start basically studying about fitness while I'm on the treadmill, joined the gym. And there was a guy that walked up to me. He said, you are very faithful, very disciplined. Because when you're raised by a military father, you're gonna make sure you're up early, everything is neat, this in order, all that ducks in a row, but that still, I didn't deal with who I was as a person. I was trying to mimic of who I think what I should be. And so when he asked me to come from the cardio part, he said, come over here with the weights. I was like, come on with the weights for what? I done lost the weight, I'm good. You know, I done got all the way down from 235. I'm down like maybe 150, I'm good. Very little, I'm in size, 4'6", that's all women we would worry about was the size. And so I never thought of that I can still be unhealthy because this is unhealthy. And he said, you're actually skinny fat. Come over here and let me show you, give me 5 minutes to show you. And when he started showing me a little simple workout, get the weights, he's like, let's do the bicep curls. And once you do the bicep curls, I want you to squat. And so I was just squatting. He's like, form is everything. You will have bad knees. And so he started teaching me. When I start something, I'm gonna ace it. I was always on point with things. Let me make sure I get this. But within 5 minutes, I start throwing up because he started working a muscle in me that my mind was never there. It was a different level of training. And so that became a goal for me then. Like, okay, this is a goal because that just defeated me. And I started learning from there about fitness. I trained to get on the stage. The reason I didn't actually make it to the stage, I was still a mom. I'm a wife in a brand new city. Kids still in school, got a 1 child with a learning disability. And so I still had all those responsibilities, but that didn't stop me from learning. Lifting weights and becoming healthy not only transformed me, it started transforming more of my mind.
LaQuinta.
Yes, ma'am.
Question. What is, could you what skinny fat? I think that's what you said.
Okay, yeah. Okay, to explain what he meant, because I didn't understand that either. Skinny fat means that you see people just do the walking all the time. They walk, 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 and they lose the weight. And it's like, yeah, I'm good. Okay, you burnt off some, but at the same time, you have walked and ate up your muscles. So the older that you get, you would need muscles. So if you ran them off and did all this cardio, lifting weights actually would benefit more of you when you're getting older. Meaning that you need muscles to get around. Long story short, you need the muscles. And so the skinny fat, I had eaten up all of my muscles. I had lost the weight. However, it was just to the point to where I was still considered weak, not understanding nutrition or anything like that. I just knew that I cut back food. I couldn't tell you about no calorie count. I couldn't tell you anything. All I can tell you is that I learned from how people say you should do it. And so the wisdom out of that I can tell you is that people will give you information. However, that information is not always true. It is to a point, to an extent, but you have work to do if it's going to benefit you. And I took the time to study, even with the mom, 5 kids. I had to study, and I found myself loving studying, that. I enjoyed studying that. So from there, of course, I said back then, I was a fixer, and I wanted to actually help people to understand that what health really is. And that's where it became a passion, because I loved helping people. I was always the mom out to the school. So I was mom of the month every month, out there with the kids and stuff, back and forth. And so I actually said, hey, my kids like, hey, Mom, why don't you start helping people? And so I trained all my children who went to the military. I was the one that trained them because I was a disciplinary. I didn't take no excuses. And so the discipline that I had as a child, I carried that into my passion. And from there, it's like, hey, you got to get a business. You got to do this. You got to do this. You just can't go out there and start training people. And so I had to do certain things which was legal. I had to get the business license. I had to gather a team to actually help me get to where I need to be. I had to be open to allow people to help me to build what I felt that would help other people. And that's when I started studying and started getting certified in areas that will enhance my business. I actually started training from a bedroom. When my daughter went to the Air Force, I switched her room around and made that my business area. And from there, my business grew. So here we are now. I'm still transforming people's lives. My business is still growing. It's kind of hard when you don't have the support that you need, but that's never an excuse for you not to keep pursuing what that was going to be a help to other people. If it's just you, do whatever you can with just you, but keep going. It will grow. But what you can't focus on is the finance part. Because if you focus on the money, which money is great, but if you stay focused on the money, you will get sidetracked from what you're actually purposed to do. Am I saying that the where you can kind of understand it? Right. So health is more based off of not just physical, it's mental. You don't actually have to be into fitness in order to want to be healthy. That don't actually have to be a passion. That's just part of your lifestyle to help you stay healthy to where you you can actually live out your purpose a little bit more, because you can't do anything if you're unhealthy. You cannot. You're only giving yourself and the people who you are purposed for half of you. So it doesn't matter if you want to be a secretary. It doesn't matter if you want to be a president. It's still based off around health is number one. And it's just not the physical appearance. It's the mental. Because once we line the mental up, the rest of this is going to follow. And so when I teach and train people, they come in, they want to talk about the nutrition part, they want to talk about the workout. That's the easy part. It's here I start working with. Why do you want to do it? Are you being pushed into doing this? Are you happy? If you're not happy, why go forth with it? Because where if someone is pushing you to do something to where it's beneficial to them, this what you're actually doing, it's going to be attached to someone. And if you don't want to do it, if it's not in your heart to do, you're going to ruin somebody who's really, really want that information, and you just really don't want to do it. So you back away and you figure out what is it that you want to do. But try to do something if you having financial issues or something, or you want to help parents out or whatever. Find something that you can kind of like give, but you have to be healthy. You cannot get around that. Either you deal with it now or later. And every time you're eating something, you're eating to fight off a disease. You're eating to fight something, because our body is exposed to so much stuff. The food chain is totally different now than back when we were kids. Totally different. You have more processed, more hidden things there. So where sometimes if you feel like that I have had 14 years old client that really, the child was tired, more tired than anything, and all they do is actually go to school and back home. The parents do more of the labor, the hard work, and more tired. It's because unhealthiness. So health has to start with parents first. And even if it doesn't start with parents first, like I said before, that's still no excuse when you kind of know. You started, and maybe you can be that example and they will catch on. But it doesn't matter what you decide to do in life, your health is going to determine how well you're going to do it. It bothers your thinking, it bothers your mood, it bothers everything in your body. So health is number one. Being healthy should be your priority. I think I basically almost covered everything. If y'all guys want some questions, I can answer those.
Well, I know Kyra. I don't know if she still does. Used to play softball and basketball.
Kyra?
I think Ethan plays basketball. Ethan, football. I know he played football before. Y'all want to tell Miss Demous-Williams your activities, what you do at home, and your diet, what you eat? I know Kyra eat meat. I think her and her mom are vegan. Am I correct?
Okay.
What did you say?
Are you still vegan?
Yes.
I have a daughter that's vegan.
Okay, and you want to tell her the type of sports you were in or plan on getting in, you and Ethan and Isaiah?
Ethan, he's playing basketball right now, and I think that's the only sport he's going to play for this year. But I'm planning on doing track and softball this year.
Track and softball. So your health, your nutrition has to be on point for that. I had a son that was in track in school, and back then I was not into health and fitness. He was in middle school. I was not into all this. And so you do the same thing. Come on, what y'all want? McDonald's? Okay. What y'all want? Burger King, Pizza Hut. As long as they were eating, they health wasn't nowhere there. So my son started running track, and he was fast. And when I picked him up coming home, he was telling me about something, but he was stuttering. I was like, get your words together. Didn't make a big deal of it. And you would always laugh and joke a lot. And so I looked at him the next morning, and his face was shift. I said, come here. And when I touched him, I said, he's like, what? I said, do you feel heaviness over here? And he's like, nah, I just got a headache. He actually was having a stroke. What they call it, Bell palsy, kicked in. I think that's the name of it. But He slightly was like this. Getting
Was he?
trophies in there. Huh?
What age was he?
He was 12 years old,
And he was about to have a stroke.
about to have a stroke. Children that age having a stroke, you would never put that on children. It's always the older people. That's how society have you to think. But he was actually having one, and I noticed it. I wouldn't have noticed nothing unless I saw that. I know he was always laying down, tired. Yeah, from running track all day, practicing, cross country, all those things. And that's when I had to kind of change his little diet then too, um, to get him where he needs to be. So yeah, with track, you got to make sure you're getting enough electrolytes in you. Um, Mostly veggies, basically veggies. You said you are vegan anyway, correct? Do you eat shrimp,
You know,
fish? So
I
you're just straight
sometimes.
eat fish sometimes. Okay. So yeah, I have a daughter that switched from that, and now I am being introduced to that from her and learning a little bit more that adds to the knowledge for my business. Now I know how to do meal plans for vegans because me, they putting so much things in food to where you're thinking that you're not eating meat or any type of animal protein, but they ease it somewhere in there, somewhere. So I tell people when you get ready to do your grocery shopping, take time because your health is number one. You don't ever want to rush that. Take time to make a list of what you want. Plan your meals because if you don't, you will end up at Chick-fil-A. You will end up McDonald's. You will end up grabbing something for that time being because once you put it in, you just can't grab it and take it back out. You don't have control of what it's going to do to your body. And so that's why it's very, very important to watch everything that you eat. If it's not going to help you, find something else. Eat for nutrition, not for the benefit of saying, oh, it just was so good. Sometimes things in life are not going to be good. Does that mean stop? That doesn't mean stop. You still have to go. And with my business, I have to be disciplined because that's what I was, disciplined. And so when I train, when I start taking in clients, I give 3 strikes. That's why they call me Coach L. They call me the disciplinary mom of 5, to where you had to have applied that because some people don't make it through that. The daughter that I had a learning disability with, she had a severe disability, but the rest of my kids were straight A students, valedictorian, salutatorian. But she was always struggling, but I didn't treat her any different. So 12th grade, I took her IEP away from her. That was the most trying time ever, but I had to get her to believe that she can do it. I was into health. I was feeding her what she needs to be fed. She was training, exercising, everything. She aced it. Coming out of high school, she aced it more than the daughter that was behind her, which was a salutatorian. But if I did not challenge her in that area, or she wanted to really challenge herself, but this was going to be a big challenge because either that or you revert back to 12th grade. And she was not about to do that. And so feeding her, getting the rest, making sure she's disciplined with her time, making sure she understands what she wants in life. She won with that. And so now that's an example for someone who's out there struggling and making feel that they cannot do it. But it's gonna have to start with feeding the body the nutrition that it needs to get it done. Because you can struggle trying to eat that fast food and stuff and still go out there and thinking that life gonna be the same. It's not. You won't know what you're missing until you become healthy, and you would see that how important nutrition is, how important it is to work your muscles, how important to where what people say goes right here, because it starts right here in the head, the mental. You'll see how important it is when you shut that off and get to yourself and do self-check. Doesn't matter what the world is doing. It's about what you're doing and it works for you. And that's a win. So no matter if you take this information and you don't apply it, sooner or later, your body gonna start talking, meaning pain's gonna start happening. This gonna start, you're getting older by the minute. And so the older you're getting, your body is going just like this each day. So
Yes.
yeah, it's going like that each day. And so if you don't do something about it now, then when? Then when? Just because you don't feel the aches, you don't feel no headaches, you don't feel anything, are you eating properly? That's suicide. And so the thing is, find something. If you want to be great overall, eat healthy. Eat healthy because that's what's going to help your body function properly. I coached a softball team and they were awesome. But I had bought a treadmill or something that I saw online. And I was like, how much is that treadmill? She's like, just $50. I said, please save it. Whatever I needed to get in here to help people lose that weight and I got off from work and I went over there and I picked it up. And she's like, oh, what does this say? I said, oh, this is my business. She said, so you're a trainer? Yeah, she said, I need you for my softball team. Got a team of 26 girls. Majority of them was about 21, 22 of them was white, and it was like a couple of black kids in there. And so I was like, okay. She said, and they are the best, and they did. It's one of them I already know. You don't need to train her. She's off the chain, but she'll blend in. Gave her my price, and I went out there, and I said, all I need is 5 minutes. And she was like, okay, because she was bragging. They were good. They this and that. Oh, yeah, they play real good. I was watching the little clips that you sent me. I studied everybody. And I got out there and I knew exactly what workouts to give to show them what I'm saying. Because I am more of a, let me just show you I can go ahead and fix this problem versus tap dance. And I can give you jumping jacks. But I'm going to give this one. These two, I need y'all over here. And they was looking like, why are we splitting up? Why are we doing this? I'm like, just follow my lead. And when I split them all up, I gave each circle the exercise that I knew that from watching them that they could not do. And when I gave it to them, they crashed out. They didn't even make it to a count of 10. And they didn't understand that because that's a muscle that you're not using. You think that you are great because you're winning it, but your health still sitting up there saying, I'm struggling. I need this muscle to get faster when they feel that they're faster. And that's why I feel my business is totally different. It's very unique from any other fitness trainer. And that's what I wanted. Not only did I want something different, I wanted my name to be the only one that you ever heard of. How many people have the last name Demus? That's my birth name. So there was not that many people named Demus. And that was my prayer. I want something that no one else has. And if they have something similar, mine is gonna be different. I don't wanna be like the world. My training is gonna be different. And I wanna show you that you can start off wherever you are, even if you don't have the support of family, even if you've made mistakes in life, you still don't have a reason to fail at anything and not do the job. And that's what I still stand on today. I'm even more disciplined to where it scares people off, but I'm a sweetheart. But when you come to me, I mean business. I don't take what you can't do because I've studied body parts. So I'm very educated in that area to where if it's a pain or whether it's just an excuse. And so when I trained that team, I trained them one more time and told them to work on it. And I gave them 3 strikes. The money was great, very wealthy people that really invested in their softball team. And I got there again and I split them up differently. and they didn't do it. So I gave 2 minutes of that 10 minutes that I had them pay for, and I said, no one practice. I don't know if you guys don't see the value of, I didn't have that support like that with parents. They were there, didn't treat me wrong, but the finance, I didn't have that. You have parents that are investing in your extracurricular activities. The most that you can do is do what you're supposed to do. Because my trainings, that is not cheap. So I gave them, that was strike 2. And parents actually lost some money on that one. And they had the bickering, I would listen to them, and okay. But what I do is make sure you understand before you book me. If you are not ready, don't I say it all the time, Miss Smith, do not book me. I am not your normal trainer. I take what I do very seriously. And I don't care about being in spotlights, and I don't care about doing all that extra stuff. I don't care about all that. What I do care about is helping the people that I have allowed to come into my life to where I can be a blessing, not a hindrance. And I have a young one that is 6 years old that I'm training. He's on about 4 different meds, and now he's off 2, and he's been on it since birth. So I believe, you got to believe in what you are doing. It doesn't matter if it's this small and you see other gyms big and with the lights and with all the cameras and with the celebrities, and I'd have met all of them. I was trained by one celebrity. We're still tight, but I don't get lost in the fame. I just do what I'm purposed to do. And when I train and I get someone to where they're back to health and they're, hey, I'm all good. I don't have to keep advertising that. As Miss Smith, you can, I don't know if you can tell that, but I'm always so, do videos, do this and do this and do this and do this. And like, yeah, I can do that. I can, but my time, if it permits from the people that I am supposed to be helping, who's booked me, if they take all that time, then that's all I'm worried about. I will give little nuggets out there to say, hey, little health tips, but what I'm not gonna do is talk you to death out there on no Facebook. Either book me or you're not serious. And so time is very important because you cannot get that back. So it doesn't matter what the world say. You feel that what's right. You do your self-check every morning. You stay healthy to where you can help other people be healthy and do whatever their purpose to do. It's like, hey, that's a win. We don't need a big old spotlight, because if you can't handle, what is that biblical? Much more is given, much more is going to be required of you.
Right.
Yeah.
To more who's given, much is more required.
Right. So you get lost in the hype, and then what? You get lost in the hype. Then what? People out there suffering that who you are actually created to be connected to, because you got lost in the hype. So it's about knowing what you want, taking the necessary roads to get there. And then some are going to be hard, some are going to make you cry, but there's no excuse not to get it done. Period. And that's how I tell them. I will let you give 2 seconds of your time with me to cry. And when you are done with that, we got work to do. So I can't stay sympathizing with you. I understand, and I know it's hard, but either you want it or you don't. And that's how I live. So you have attorneys that, hey, I'm just into fitness. I don't know what their birth to do. I'm just getting them healthy. Birth attorneys for things that has happened to kids at a young age that they never ever in life open up to. You have a 70-year-old client that all the way 76 years old, and from getting healthy released something that she never told anyone, and that was forever. and she started her booking business. So you have all these things that what I'm doing, it just doesn't just go all around health. It's birthing things from people that they don't have to be a fitness trainer to do. They didn't even know they wanted to do it until they became healthy. It freed up the head space. It killed some of the mucus that's in our body. Every death that happens here, where it's a disease, it's always going to be traced back to mucus in the body and inflammation. That's the killer. That's what it is. It just wakes up everything else that the doctors give different names to. But when it pulls back, it's connected to mucus and inflammation. It was just sitting there, and it just damaged this part, damaged that part, damaged this. That's how health works. So know that whatever you put in your body is either going to help you fight a disease, or it's going to help the disease grow bigger and fight you, and sooner or later take over.
So not a whole lot of candy, not a whole lot
Balance
of
is
ice
everything.
cream.
Balance is everything. You know, take a moment to where, yeah, there's healthy stuff out there for candy, the sweet tooth, however. But yeah, you gotta balance that. Definitely.
Brianna. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Bree. Don't you run track or cheerleader? What do you do? Unmute your phone.
She's shy.
Nothing.
Didn't you play,
That was last year.
what did you play last year?
Track.
So, see, there's another
Awesome.
track stars. We got 2 track people on the phone. I don't know how you do. Basketball, and my nephew, Jakari,
Basketball.
and he played football in high school. And he got
Awesome.
that's 2 years old. That's tall.
He
Jakari,
has a what now?
Shawana's son.
Okay.
Jakari. He has a 2-year-old.
Awesome.
Tall.
Goodness, yeah, gotta definitely get on that health thing. If you want the best out of what you're doing and you love it, get everything you can out of it. Everything. So I train them all around. I actually stopped. Supposed to start. I started. That was my goal. Is 12 years old to start with 12 years old and up. Make it a family affair. But it starts unhealthiness starts way younger than that. And that's when I was like, hey, let me just not put an age limit on that. You know, be okay to adjust what you know, the business plans. Never make the business plan, but don't be married to it to where you just got to be loyal to this. This life is changing just like that. Things are changing, and don't fret. Don't run into fear. Don't be hard-headed either. Be open to change, good change. And my change was shifted all the way back 6 more years and help children. And that's what I've been doing.
So are there any simple exercises
Yes, they are.
that you can show the kids while they're at home or
Sure.
in their rooms?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Basically and you don't even need any weights to do this. Give yourself 15 minutes. You can afford 15 minutes out your day. Use your arms. For instance, here. Can everybody see me? Use your arms. Give yourself a count of that's my count, I'm sorry. Your warm-up will be 500, but we're not going to start that. We're just going to do 100. You can do this 100 times just with your arms, up and down, just up and down, up and down, up, down, up, right here. Do that 100 times. Don't stop, no anything. Just do that 100 times. And if you can't do that 100 times straight, there you go. That's one area. Like, whoo, You should be able to do this.
Yeah, I'm already tired. I'm already tired.
Right. So what area did that hit? That hit the top of your shoulders. You felt all of that right up in here, and that tension right here in the back. So here we go with the biceps right here. If you get 2 canned goods, you may not have no weights there or anything, but put 2 canned goods. In order to build muscles, we can't be going like this. You have to build muscles at a slow pace. Slow pace. Put yourself at 100, and you slowly do this with the biceps. Triceps. Anybody know what triceps is?
Ethan, what's
Nope.
a tricep?
What?
Yes, ma'am.
What's a tricep?
Let me grab a weight.
It's triceps.
Yes.
Show her.
I got to see. What's a tricep? Oh, that's a tricep
Yeah,
right
show
there?
me what the tricep is.
Ethan, she want to see it. What's your
Show me what
tricep?
the tricep.
You want to work with me?
Yeah.
Um,
Tricep.
Yeah,
It's like this part.
What's a tricep?
there you go.
Okay,
So
all right.
How do you work a tricep?
You can do
you do tricep dips and little what's it called? I forgot.
The resistant band.
Or yeah, how do you use the resistant bands for that?
Don't you like put it on the floor and then like hold it with one arm like this and then you can go like that? Or is that for the wait?
That's you said
Yeah.
put it where now?
You got
Like-
to show her because I can't see you. Show her.
Hold on.
Yeah, show me. Let me see. Why? Because form is everything.
Why y'all looking at the camera like that? Isaiah.
No, these are
All right.
biceps.
Yes, ma'am. That's the bicep.
No, but the main ones for basketball and stuff that we do is the tricep dips on the chair.
Yes. And the workout you just did with your arms like that, when you're doing that tricep dip, you're gonna hit that shoulder too. So it helps not only the tricep, it's gonna hit that shoulder blade up in here too. So it still works that too. The tricep, you can actually use, like you said, the band. If you get a band and tie it to something, you can still work the tricep. Bringing it in, taking it back, and you squeeze. Let it go back up, pulling it back, and you're squeezing. Just like that. With the weight, hands on the knees, soft knees. When I say have a little bend to it, can you guys see me good? Enough? And you're taking it back, and you're bringing it back, just like this, and bringing it back slowly. Have you ever saw somebody be doing this? And you're moving everything but the tricep. So form is everything. If that's the muscle that you want to build, put the mind to the muscle, keep your torso still, and you just take it back slow and let it start burning. And you keep going until you cannot do it anymore, then you switch over. But always start any type of workout. Me, I start at 100. If I start about to faint at 50, I keep going. But you have to get yourself past the count of 25 before you even talking about taking a break. So set a number. My number is 500. Now it's 500. It was at 100. So now my number is 500. And you have to keep going, and you take a break, get straight back into it. So in order to build the muscles, you're gonna have to keep going. It may hurt. Apply that to life. You gotta keep going. And then you have to rest at the end of the day. You have to rest. You have to get your nutrition in to rebuild those muscles for the next day. So you may do cardio. How we do cardio? How do we work the stomach, the abs? What if you had bad knees? I don't know how to work. I can't get down on the floor and do those crunches. Hey, you can sit in this seat just like here. Put your hand here. Take that elbow over here to this knee. Take the other elbow over here to this knee. There you go. We're doing crunches, just sitting in the chair.
Can you do
So
it?
there's, yeah, just sit in the chair and start crunching. One elbow here, take it to this knee. Back up, take the other one to this knee. And so what we're doing, crunches while sitting in the chair. If you sit back in the chair and you're holding it like this, extend your legs out. We can't get on the floor because it's a plank. Sit back, hold the chair, extend your legs out. There's your sitting plank. Right there, there's your sitting plank. You can lean back. If you don't have a back to the chair, lean back and just hold your feet straight out. So you don't have to worry about getting up off the floor. You're right here in a chair. See what I'm saying? So there's always a way to where you can actually work out and enhance your muscles. It's very simple. Even if you don't have any weights, there's always a way to find ways to work out.
What are some stretches for like hamstring stretches?
Okay, hamstring stretches. All right, so to hit back here, again, we don't have any equipment or anything, still no excuse. If you're standing up, kind of curve your feet in a little bit. I don't know if you can see mine, and keep them straight. Do not put any bend to it. And you stay down just like this. You will start feeling that hamstring pull, and you slowly come back up. Say, for instance, if you want to enhance it, have a weight. You go straight back down with your feet curved just like that. You're going to feel that hamstring pull right here. Do 100 of those. You will feel it. Not only you're going to stretch it, you're going to be working it at the same time, but you're going to go in a slow pace. That's it. What other areas?
Suggest everybody to start with 100 or at least 25.
At least 25. Yeah, at least 25.
Yeah,
But
I
if you
know
go
I
with-
can't do 100. I can do 25 probably.
You can do 25, but set your goal to whatever. But don't always set your goal to where I'm comfortable. Challenge yourself and say, hey, 27. That's still a challenge. It's a small challenge, but that is a challenge to you out of your comfort zone. So don't ever be so quick to just overdo it. Add 2. Those extra 2, that's a challenge. You conquered it. Celebrate yourself. Whether anybody feel that it's this small, it was big to you because you was struggling with 25. All right. Any other areas?
Kyra, Ethan, Lisa,
He was like,
Jakari.
oh, no.
No, so I said the hamstring was for Ethan because he needs that a lot. But also, is there like lower back like stretches and stuff for him, for Ethan?
Yes, lower back. You can do it with soft knees. Remember what I said about the soft knees, because you don't want to put too much pressure in your back if you're having back issues. Soft knees, meaning that your knees are bent. You have something in your hand. If you don't have any weights, hey, still can do this workout. So we're going to be just like this. So to hit the lower back, coming up and I stop. Coming up and I stop. Right here. You're going to start feeling that in your back. I call it the back pulse, but you're just taking it at a slower pace, coming back down, back up, coming back down. And you're going to feel that right there in your lower back. Actually, I did that workout today with those 30 women that I trained this morning. And even with backache, you just have to go at a slower pace. That's it. So kind of like give all those workouts. Was it Ethan? Give those workouts maybe like a 50 count a piece, but at a slow pace. That's how muscles are actually formed, at a slow pace. Cardio is fast. That helps with endurance, which is the heart. That is going to help with endurance, and it's going to help you lose fat. So that's what cardio is actually for. It's not to build muscle. All right.
Anybody else? Any questions?
You got anything?
Any?
Jakari,
Okay.
Lisa.
Lisa, I see iPhone.
I don't know who I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm just putting Hayden down to bed, so I'm just listening.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
If there's no other questions, hello, gonna say something? We want to thank Miss LaQuinta, I want to say LaQuinta, for her time and helping out and talking to our kids about purpose and passion, and your testimony is awesome from where you were to where you are now. This Zoom will be on YouTube within the next hour after I set it up. So those who missed the beginning, she has an awesome testimony. And she has been such a blessing to a lot of people. Now, to be a mother of 5 and has a grandchild, like
that too. My
two
son.
grandchildren.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
He's 28 now.
Okay.
He's 28 years old, so he has 2 children.
Okay. So awesome testimony. Kyra, Ethan, Isaiah, and whoever's on iPhone unnamed. Thank you all for participating. Kari and Lisa. A couple other people got on and got off.
Okay.
Lisa, you have something to say? I see you unmuted. Okay. So if there's nothing else, we're going to go ahead and log off. LaQuinta, we will be getting you a slick shirt. So I'll be contacting
you. Okay. Thank you.
For your address, and we'll get that mailed out to you. And hopefully in a couple months we'll have you back, or maybe if COVID dies down, I'll come down to your gym.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, some things.
And that's something I had to start implementing was this Zoom thing and all that, because I like hands-on work.
Yeah.
And so that was a change. That was nowhere, no business plan. And so now I got to get to understand all this technology. And so I be running my kids crazy. I don't know how to do this, how to click this, but it's starting to work. And I can help millions of more people at one time. Yes.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. So thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and log off.
You're welcome.
And I love y'all.
Guys.
See y'all next time.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good weekend.